Jai Gurudev, pranams, hello to everybody. Today is the third session we are about to begin, and those who have already attended the first two sessions, they already know we are in the process of exploring different sections of our own life. You know, and for exploration of those different sections and the importance of these sections in your own life, I want to once again remind you of that bird's eye view of looking at your own life. What I mean is, if you look at your own existence for millions and millions of lifetimes, that process of evolution has gone on for you to be here today. And even after having dropped this body, this eternal journey is going to continue. Now, in that process of billions of years, if that vastness of space and time is not kept in our memory, and the reference is only of this lifetime, suddenly the whole experience is so very different. What I mean is, if you feel this lifetime is the beginning and this lifetime is the end, with the birth the whole story began, and with the death it will all end, then the experience is so shallow and so narrow. The truth of life is that for you or me to be what we are today, for any soul to be what it is today, billions and billions of years have gone by for that soul to become like this. Now, once we recognize this limitlessness, the infinity of the existence, and suddenly we have this beautiful opportunity of being in the human form, and suddenly we have relationships now. In yesterday's session, we spoke about the importance of relationships and the dynamics of beautifying your relationships, making your relationships worth your while. Today we are going to discuss about what is the importance of money, what is the importance of wealth. I'm sure a lot of people will be interested. Now, look at your lives. Because we are so sure money is so important, we need to do our jobs or businesses, the money earning processes. We call them artharjan. Now, I'm saying, let us look at what is the importance of money. In Sanskrit language, wealth, money, all kinds of abundance, they are worshipped in the form of Lakshmi. Devi Lakshmi. What is the importance of Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi? I would say it has the ability to open doors for you to do whatever you want to do in your life. I'm saying, whichever direction you want to take your life to, money, wealth has the potential to pave the ways for you. Now my point is, wealth, money can open doors for you to take your life to where you want to go, to do what you want to do in your life. My question is, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to achieve? I'm saying, if you have understood dharma, once again let me remind you of what we have covered in the first and the second video yesterday and day before. There are three directions from which you seek happiness, seek joy, seek pleasure. First is the outer world pleasure, the people, situations and things. By accumulating people, situations, or things by these three outer world sections, you feel your life will be worth. You feel the sense of satisfaction, sense of fulfillment, sense of success or failure, sense of security. When we attach our security with the outer world, look at that illusion connected with them. Till we possess something, it gave you an illusion of joy. As soon as you possessed it, as soon as you got your hands on it, poof, the soap bubble always burst. So the outer world illusion of sukha, the pleasure, is always called maya. Illusion, mirage. You are so sure water is there. You could see it right at the horizon. But as soon as you walk towards it, you reach that spot, it never quenched your thirst. The water always went further away. That is the game of the outer world, the game of maya. The second direction is the game of five senses, where limited amount of joy but long-term drop of energy. Through all these five senses, we have discussed in detail in the first and the second videos. The third direction is of sadhana, satsang and seva, the sattvic sukh, where initially you have to put effort and then you get a treasure of joy and happiness and bliss and blast of energy, and your whole consciousness completely changes its states, expands to the level that you want to expand it at. It's all your choice. My point is, the wealth, the money, has the ability to open doors for you in whichever direction you give your mind to. That's the power of money. Now, look what it can do. Imagine a simple example of $1 a day program that Gurudev has given us. What a beautiful program it is. $1 a day gives you an opportunity of what? $365 being donated to take care of one child, and in those $365, one child gets education for the whole year with the uniform that they get to wear, with the books, shoes, all other expenses. Imagine the same $365 being spent in a party somewhere for alcohol, for some food, some decadence. The same amount of money created extraordinary value when it was given for a particular activity of seva, and the same amount of money created demerit, created disaster when it is sent in the wrong direction. My point is, money, wealth, generates value when it gets translated in some experience. That's my point. Till it doesn't get translated into an experience, it is just a paper, it's just a figure. As soon as it gets translated into experience, suddenly it generates its value. My point here is, same amount of money with a dharma oriented person can create miracles. Same kind of money, same amount of money in a dangerous hands, and it can create disasters. We have so many examples where a wealthy family and children, if they are not diverted, groomed in the right direction with alcohol and other vices, they can create disaster. My point here is, money getting translated into an experience, and suddenly it generates its value. What kind of experience it is generating is the value of the money. There's one more thing. I hope this makes sense to the people who are listening. It's a subtle reality of life. In the realm of karma, we are going to discuss this karma phal, the cause and effect. That's the subject for tomorrow's session. But I'll give you a small little introduction today. What is karma? About a particular soul, whatever emotion, whatever impression is generated in other souls' minds becomes the karma of this soul. If about this soul, I'm giving an example, what other people feel about this soul is the karma of this soul. We are going to discuss in detail tomorrow. Now, when money and wealth is extensively exhibited, look what it manages to trigger in people's minds about you. If you are exhibiting a lot of wealth, all you attract from people is almost negative emotions and jealousy, and people feel you are being snobbish and showing off, and nobody likes that egoistic behavior. Imagine you have this beautiful wealth that can be utilized for creating transformation, and if you are utilizing it for impressing people and creating your own image, and just look what it is creating for yourself. And that's precisely why in our ancient scriptures, in the guidelines of spirituality, they have always guided us not to exhibit your strengths too much. Be humble about it. Be almost low key. Let people not see that superiority complex in you. I'm saying, if you understand superiority complex, why do you have this need to portray yourself superior and create your image using your money? I would say you should go deep within. You will see there is some lack somewhere. If your heart is not full of love, devotion, celebration, that sense of lack makes you want to impress others, and for that the money is used. I'm saying, what's the point? Are you able to create what you want to create? Are you able to win friends? Are you able to trigger love in people? Or people are just maybe getting impressed a little bit? Maybe they will massage your ego for a little while, but as soon as your back will turn, they complain. My point is, money has this ability to create what you want to create. I am saying, what is it that you want to create for yourself? For that you should earn money. For that you should spend money. I am saying, Gurudev has given this beautiful opportunity for us. Imagine, through your contribution, maybe monetary contribution, through your contribution of wealth, if abundance and joy and celebration and beauty is created in somebody's heart, somebody's life, a beautiful merit gets created. It's called punya. We will discuss about this Pap and Punya, merit and demerit tomorrow. The karma fal, the cause and effect, that's the subject for tomorrow. But I am saying, through your contribution, if you are able to create something very beautiful in somebody's life, that blossoming of somebody's life generates punya, generates merit, and that merit will open doors for you for your own blossoming. My point is, money has tremendous power. Use it wisely. Earn a lot of money, but I am saying spend it wisely. It has the ability to create ways for you for moksha. It also has a dangerous ability of creating hell for you. For all these topics and bringing your mind back and bringing the minds of the readers back on track, I got this opportunity of writing this book. Gurudev has named it Celebrating Life. If you want to be that instrument where through you 5, 10, 15, 20, as much as you want, as much as you can, if you wish to give gifts of this book to as many people as possible, please go ahead and do it. Lots of love to everybody. Jai Gurudev.